Hey, it's Celeste here from Hex and Arcane, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about a documentary I just watched. It was about Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker. I know this was about 10 or so years ago. I totally missed this hype, but I found the documentary on Netflix, I believe it was, and watched it, and it was really, really interesting. So the premise of this is that there was this guy. He was a hitchhiker from Canada, so he was considered a transient from Canada, and he went hitchhiking and he got picked up by this guy, and then the guy kind of went crazy and ran over some construction people, and then when people tried to come and help, he grabbed a woman. He was yelling racist things, and when he grabbed the woman, Kai, the hitchhiker, grabbed a hatchet he happened to have and hit him over the head 3 times with it until he let go, and he was hailed as this huge hero. And then the documentary follows that story, how it started, and then Jimmy Kimmel seeing this story, or the Jimmy Kimmel show people seeing it, saying, we got to get this guy on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and him going on there. And the whole thing was so bizarre because in the end, it ended with Kai going to prison for murdering somebody. And a lot of people by the end were like, there were all these red flags that we missed in his conversations and the way he was acting when we just made this guy into a hero, when really he had this history of being violent, and people weren't sure what to think or how to interpret it. So when I was watching this, I kept thinking how kind of sad it was that they were taking this kid on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and I'm not faulting the people on the Jimmy Kimmel show at all. I understand that's what you do in your entertainment. You get a story, and he was trying to get his story, and this guy was definitely someone who caught a lot of attention. People were like, this guy's heroic, but also he was just a kind of a charismatic dude. But there was a lot of troublesome stuff too, like going in the hotel and chugging alcohol from the mini bar, which is not that unusual, but still could be a little concerning. And other things like he was urinating on random things, that they were basically corralling this kid, but he was a grown adult. And he didn't even want to go on a Jimmy Kimmel show at first. He was saying things like, oh, I just want to go to the Bay Area, smoke some weed. And that was what he was caring about, and go surfing and go skateboarding. So that wasn't the lifestyle. So I think that the unwanted celebrity that he got almost was harmful for him. So he was living basically what they were saying off other people. So he was depending on other people to get him food, get him rides, and things like that. And with the celebrity, he got a lot of that. And so there was video of him just saying, oh yeah, buy me some alcohol or whatever, and I will take pictures with you. And people were like, oh no, it's a video, and we'll get you a beer. And so he was using a celebrity in a way that was kind of harmful for him. So it was kind of sad. And then his justification for the actions that he committed, it always seemed to be in defense of somebody. So he said, he'd attacked somebody once because he was beating up his girlfriend, or the guy he killed, he said it was because the guy had sexually assaulted him. And I don't know what the case is. I don't know if his stories are true or not. I do know that the police had some questions about it. They felt like it didn't all add up. But I am definitely not one to say what happened there. It's just sad how it ended up, but also kind of confusing and an interesting story. And I know people were saying he went completely viral at the time, and somehow I missed it. And it's because I do live under a rock a lot of the time. There is not enough time in the day for me to keep up on all of my interests because I have so many, and so I'll hyperfixate on something for a while and then move on to something else. So yeah, like I said, 10 years ago I completely missed this, but he was famous for going whack, 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 demonstrating how he had hit this guy with a hatchet. And why he was traveling with a hatchet, I don't know. I'm sure there were reasons for it. It's probably dangerous to hitchhike and be living in transient situations anyway. And he said, I don't like the term homeless, because he was home free. He did not want to have a home. He was just kind of living his life. An interesting story, interesting person, but I think you can kind of tell when you watch it that there was something a little bit off about him, and a lot of times where he was not someone that was used to interacting with most people in society, let's just say. But that's what I have to say about that.